Welcome back to... The title should be there. And today I'm going to be cooking out of a cookbook I actually like quite a bit, so much so that some of the pages are falling out. And it was written by my video inspiration, Alton Brown. Although, as many times as I cooked out of this cookbook, there's one recipe that really intrigued me that I never tried, and it's this one here. Let's see if I can get a better shot of it. A green grape cobbler. So I thought I'd try that today. So in order to start the cobbler, we need a pound of green grapes sliced in twain, half a cup of honey, 2 tablespoons of lime juice. And this all goes in a zip-top bag. The recipe also calls for 2 tablespoons of brandy, but I don't know, I'm not a big fan of brandy. I don't find brandy that dandy. And I'm not buying an entire bottle of brandy just for one recipe. But if I taste it and I'm like, geez, this is just missing that touch of brandy, then I'll know why. So then this gets sealed up. Try to lose as much air as you can. Bleh. And then this goes in the fridge for 8 to 12 hours. Hopefully better sealed than that. So the crust calls for 5 ounces of vanilla wafers, 4 of toasted walnuts, and salt for a start. So I hope these are the right kind of vanilla wafers. I wasn't sure because in the supermarket there's both vanilla wafers and then there's like the kind of sandwich cookies with a more crisp kind of wafer. But I think this is the right kind. And we pulse this until it is fine. About 15 seconds. And I forgot to put in the salt. You know, I mentioned the salt, but I forgot to assault the crust ingredients. That's almost a pun. 15 seconds. Now it looks pretty finely ground. And then we need to drizzle in. This is 6 tablespoons of melted butter, and it's a little warm, but that should be fine. And then pulse that 8 times. It's definitely starting to look very crust-like. It also kind of smells good, too. I'm not the biggest fan of walnuts. They're probably my second least favorite nut, but here they actually smell kind of good. Least favorite would be pine nuts. Blah. Don't even put those in pesto. So then we need to put this into a baking dish, which I have nearby. This smell reminds me of something. I mean, something other than, like, vanilla wafer walnuts with warm butter. I can't quite place it. It's not graham cracker. It's definitely something to do with the nut smell. Nope, it's not coming to me. Maybe editing me will realize what it was I was thinking of. Oh, I know what it is. It smells like macadamia nuts. Which is because it's made of an entirely different nut. Macadamia nuts probably 4th or 5th favorite nut. And now this gets set aside. Our 8 to 12 hours is up, so it's time to drain the grapes. They accumulated quite a bit of liquid. And so, here we go. And then we don't do anything with this liquid, we could just dump it. I wonder what it tasted like, actually. Man, you know, I thought honey was supposed to be good for your throat. Whatever. For the rest of the filling, we have 16 ounces of sour cream, to which we add half a cup of sugar and 2 tablespoons of vanilla extract. 1. I'm listening to the word of the recipe. And whisk this together. Okay, and then we add our drained grapes, which should be gently stirred. See how gentle you can be with a whisk. Yeah, you can't be very gentle with a whisk. Remember in the first episode where I said always have a spatula ready? Forgot to do that. Alright, I'm back with a much more gentle stirring implement. Look at that. That's nice. Nice and gentle. Ah, so pleasant to the grapes. They're like, oh, thank you. This is so much nicer than that brutish whisk. Those look pretty covered and weird. This whole recipe's starting to sound kind of weird. But then this goes into our prepared crust. I guess it's a good thing I got the spatula in the end anyway, because it makes scooping out all these sour cream macerated grapes easier. Well, I hope the recipe turns out to be great. Jeez. It's hard to make these grapes even, because they're all such weird shapes and they'll just kind of flow with everything else. And now this gets set aside. Alright, and now for the topping. It involves melting a lot of butter. That's 12 tablespoons. And 3/4 of a cup of sugar. And this is going to be heated over medium-high heat until it reaches a boil. Alright, so we've reached a boil. We give it another minute of cooking, and then we pour it on top of everything else. Bubble, bubble, toil and trouble. Grapes and sour cream and rubble. Alright, the minute of bubbling and hissing is over, so now we just pour it on top, I guess? It seems kind of weird. And now we allow this to sit for 15 minutes. And then we sprinkle on our garnish. So our 15 minutes are up, so it's time for the garnish, which consists of coarse sea salt. Hooray! Just make it sprinkle very nicely on top. Like a little dusting of snow in April, right when you thought winter ended, but then it didn't, and it came back with a vengeance! Alright, and now this dude gets to chill in the fridge for an hour, and then we can consume. And by we, I mean it's just me. So our hour is up, and here's the final product. It looks like the butter might have separated from the caramel a bit. And I think, actually, when I was thinking about this while it was chilling, you shouldn't make candy in non-stick cookware. I've had this problem before when, like, making toffee. I made a mistake. But, at least, according to Alton, there's only one way to eat this, and it's on a offset spatula. So... and I didn't get any of the topping with that, because it's not as crisp as it's supposed to be. This is becoming a mess. Alright, here we go. Tastes pretty good. I think my favorite part is probably actually the crust underneath. So I think I would remake this again and just redo the top part so it doesn't mess up like this. Just have a lot of the topping stuck in my teeth. But I would recommend buying the book and trying out this recipe. If you have any recommendations for like recipes for me to try, or have comments about this episode, or maybe you've made this recipe yourself and have some input, please let me know in the comments. And thank you for watching.